And she squatted a minute ago, so I was hoping it was coming, but not quite yet. Welcome back to Mother Udder. Last week we discussed how to prepare for a goat's birth. This week we're going to be discussing how to actually handle the goat's birth itself. So there will be some graphic video up ahead. And now she started laying down again. That's usually a sign the labor pains are getting pretty painful. So, she's trying to take pressure off of the pain. This will probably happen a few times. If your goat is in labor, they'll lay down and stand up and squat and lay down and stand up and squat. They might paw at the ground a bit. They might make noise or they might not make any noise. A noisy goat might suddenly become very quiet. A quiet goat might suddenly become very noisy. Or they might make noises that you've never heard them make before. Basically, any change in their normal behavior could be a sign that they're in labor. There is no one positive indicator that they're in labor. Some of them don't even pant. They just, especially the really experienced ones, they just go, oh, it's time. And they squat, and 20 minutes later, or maybe even less, a baby pops out. So you might not even know that they're ready to give birth, and then there they are. Which happens a lot here, because we have a lot of very experienced mothers, and we might not have any indication that they're ready to give birth, except that, you know, the ligaments are loose, so we know it's going to happen sometime in a day or two. And then we come out from breakfast and there's 3 or 4 babies standing on the ground and mother's already taking care of everything. But it's still a good idea to keep an eye on them, especially when there's multiple births, because you never know when one might be turned around the wrong direction and you might need to give assistance. So it's a good idea to keep an eye on things. Goat monitors help, especially if you have video monitors. And, you know, you can do a screen thing on your computer so you can keep an eye on what's going on. Some people even set up a goat monitoring website type of thing where people who like to watch goats giving birth live on the internet can tune in and watch your goats in their stalls and send you text alerts when they see signs of the goats giving birth. Hey, somebody fill this with goodies.
Alright, I'll fill it. Alright, run. Yes.
Come on. Up we go. Up we go. Come on. The babies will come out easier if you stand up. Come on. I need to see.
Come on, girl.
I need to see. Come on. Stand up. Come on. Come on. I know she's having contractions. That's good. She's got 3 different bubbles coming out here.
Oh wow, 3 at a time?
Yeah, and that's why I'm worried. I need to be able to see this because she might be having something that might not be facing the right direction. Come on.
Do you want my help?
I need the food.
Liam's coming.
To stand up.
He's coming with it.
I'm going to move the chair.
Thank you.
She might have multiple babies trying to come out at the same time.
Oh,
Yep.
I hope that's not happening, but...
Less commentary. You need to stand up. Step outside, please.
I'm so glad we caught it.
Well, I've been expecting it all day.
Yeah, I was like,
Bring it to me.
I can encourage her to stand up.
Oh, I see the 2 balls at once.
Come on. You want this? You got to step up. Stand up. Come on. Stand up.
Shake it.
Come on. There's actually stuff in there. You need to stand up for it.
She's starting to move.
Come on. I can't.
He's trying.
It's hard. Come on. Up we go. Up we go. Stand up.
There we go. Come on.
Come on. Nope, I'm not going to give it to you unless you stand up.
Oh, she's moving.
If you want it, you're going to have to stand up for it.
Oh, here she goes. She's up. Jess, she's up.
Oh,
Oh,
good.
one of nothing.
Hey, Liam. Okay, pay attention, you have a job.
Okay, one bubble came out, there's nothing in it.
It's just some dirt. That's a good girl. Let's take it up here.
Black and a white.
Yeah, I see something.
I see something too.
Maybe she will pay attention to this and I can
outside.
pay attention to that.
Don't shake it. Elsa's gonna...
There we
There's
go.
something in there, Jess.
I know there
in that
is.
bubble.
I see it
Yes.
now. And somebody else take Elsa and her baby and put them away. There we go. There's feet. Let's see, is that a nose and feet? Do you have a nose and feet or just a foot? Let's find out. Push. Push. We have a nose and feet. We have another foot. Yeah, we have another foot. Good. That's a good thing. And are they the right direction? There's 2 feet. Good. And they're moving. That's a good thing. Good. They're kicking. The feet are kicking. That's good. Let's get them coming out this way. Come on, squat. Let's push them out. Come on. Push them out. Push those feet out.
Oh, you had to poop all the way.
That's the commentary.
And that's no more commentary, honey. Baby.
There you go, buddy.
I'm starting to squat.
At this point in the video, my videographer, Craig, had to drop the camera and assist me. This was Sierra's first time giving birth, and the baby was a little bit bigger than she could handle. So I needed his assistance to steady her while I helped her with getting the baby out. The next one was a little bit easier. All of ours have had multiples this year except for Elsa. Yeah. Well, at least had twins. We've had some triplets and some quads too.
Yeah, the only one who gets quads was Mama.
Yeah.
She...
Spider roll.
Spider gave us quads, and she usually gives us triplets, so that was a surprise.
Oh,
There's another...
possibly. Yep, there's another one coming out.
Oh, I
Alright,
Okay, I see 2 legs.
see
that's good. 2 legs is good.
Like,
2 feet. Oh, they look like front feet. That's good, Mama. Come on, give it a push.
give it a push.
That's good.
I thought there was... Like,
Now we know this is normal. This will be a little easier. She'll be like, okay. Wait. Yeah, see?
hey,
Totally normal.
God.
That's a big one.
That's like Aspen when
It's a big boy.
Willow when he was born.
It's a big guy.
He's gonna be a big buck.
Turn
He's
him
gonna
upside
be
down.
like Aspen.
Get all the goo out. Come on, baby. Get all the goo out of his lungs. Come on, buddy.
Goo. Yeah, probably.
Yeah, get all the goo out of the lungs.
I'm pretty
Yeah, I
sure
heard him making some noise, so it's really good. Mama will take care of the rest.
Okay, she has one more. Come on.
There's something.
She has something. It might be just, but she had 3 little sacks sticking out of her.
I think
Earlier.
it's just some afterbirth.
Alright, so remember from our last video that there are several normal presentations. The most normal of these is with the toes and nose first. The next most normal is Superman position. Alright? Another normal presentation is 1 foot forward, 1 foot back with the nose forward. Another common presentation is butt forward but no feet. That one is very difficult for a first-time mother and other mothers that are not quite so big. Another normal presentation is back feet first. The one you have to watch out most for is with a foot forward and a head back. That can cause the baby's neck to break as it comes out. It's definitely not a position you want to have. And if there are twins, sometimes babies try to come out both at the same time. So you also want to make sure when you see feet, if you see a front foot and a back foot, that's probably twins trying to come out at the same time. So you want to make sure to separate them, push one back, figure out which feet are which, and pull out the front feet of the one that you want to pull out, and ensure that its head is coming out with its feet. When you've got one with the head back, you want to pull the head forward and bring it out with the toes. If you can't get it to continue pulling its head forward, you're going to want something to pull gently. And we have cattle pullers. If you can find sheep pullers, which are really hard to find, that is best because they're more the right size for goats, but they're really difficult to find. And that just gently pulls the head forward, and then you pull on the feet and keep a little pressure so that the head keeps coming forward. They tend to pull the head back again and again if their head is already back, because that's the way their head has been positioned in the womb. And it's very tragic when you lose one like that. So the ones you really want to watch out for is the head back position, and when multiple babies are trying to come in at the same time. One probably will be coming in frontwards, the other one will be coming in backwards, and they'll both be trying to come out the vagina at the same time, so you have to push one back and untangle some feet to make that work. Long labors tend to be because either it's a first-time mom and the baby's really big, or there's some kind of complication. Either the baby's coming out backwards and they're not used to birthing a baby backwards, so it feels like it's really big because, you know, the butt's coming out instead of the head, or because you've got some entanglement going on in there. Something's not quite right, but with a little bit of help, they can easily pass those babies. Lubrication is a very useful thing to have on hand. You can get large jars of lubrication for the use with sheep, cattle, and goats, and that really helps make it easier for everything to slide around. Make sure you get gloves, and not just ones that go over your wrists, but the ones that go all the way up to your elbows in case you really have to get your hands in there and turn the babies around. It'll make the birth much easier. Sierra was in labor for a greater part of the day. I'd say probably about 7 or 8 hours, which is very unusual for our goats. Most of them give birth without us even knowing that they're going to give birth. We come out there and there's already hooves on the ground sometimes, or they're already in the process, and we don't hear anything on the monitor. So we really have to watch them carefully for signs, and have somebody out there on the watch, or we have to have a video monitor on them to know they're going to be giving birth. But with her, we knew she was going to do it, and we knew that she was having some trouble, but the babies were in the right position, so we weren't concerned about it. They were just a little bit large. So just some tips there. Make sure you watch a lot of video on the process, and you read a lot of materials on it. You have everything on hand, and that you have a good friend whose phone number you have easy access to, who has experience with goat births. Those are our final tips, and if you have questions about goats, goat births, or anything that we have discussed in any of our previous videos, please feel free to comment or send us a message. And if you liked this video, like it below and subscribe so you can see more about what we're doing here on our farm.
Hey Jensen, why is it hard to have a conversation with the goat? Because they're always butting in!